Hey, this is going to be a video what I ate in a day as a vegan. And before I'm going to talk about exactly what I ate, I made a slideshow to show you what I looked like. I think I've already showed a few pictures of when I was a vegan. And most of you know that I got sick because of a 20-year vegan diet, mostly raw vegan as well, and showed some of the attacks from erythromyalgia that I had. And I think it's good to share because if you know someone who has a start of these symptoms, I think the earlier you catch it, the better you can and quicker you will heal it. I just ignored the signs of, I had a lot of things that went wrong in my body. I ate raw vegan, meaning raw vegetables and fruit. And I had a lot of complaints. And my body told me, something is going wrong, you have to do something. But I just kept on working and ignored the problem because for me, changing something to my lifestyle was not an option. And I thought I was doing the good thing, the healthy thing, and I wasn't actually. That was completely the opposite what I was doing. But yeah, I had a lot of issues. I can already talk about the first issues that I had. I had irritable bowel syndrome, chronic fatigue. I had broken blood vessels in my eye. That happened quite often. I had also, because erythromyalgia is a small blood vessel problem. And in the beginning, I thought it was rosacea, but for me, it is only during an attack that half of my face gets like a hot flash, and the other half stays normal. And then after, especially in the beginning, an attack could last at 24 hours. And right now, an attack lasts about an hour, and I can deal with the pain a lot better. So I'm not completely healed yet, but I am close. But yeah, so my small blood, there was something wrong with my blood vessels because I had varicose veins all of a sudden. And also I lived in Canada where there are extreme temperatures. Like I lived in Quebec, where in summer it's like plus 40 in summer and in winter minus 30. And I think my body couldn't handle the temperature extremes that well. So I was having hot flashes. I had constantly a runny nose, which was a sign of allergies. My left leg felt numb very often. So I had a temperature dysregulation. I couldn't tell if it was really, really hot or really, really cold. So I would burn my fingers really often. And I had actually a huge third-degree burn on my hip because I splashed hot water on it. I had osteoporosis. I had brittle nails. I always had stomach aches, constipation, headache, brain fog, fluid retention, anxiety, insomnia, anemia. I broke easily a bone, so while running, I broke my left foot, the metatarsus, and then because I had to compensate with the other foot, I broke the other foot as well. I had a broken collarbone once, and I had always this chronic fatigue, and I thought I had to eat more vegetables and more fruit to get more energy, and it of course worsened the problem. I also had a whole list of natural medicines that I would use. So if I had a headache, then I would take white willow bark. If I would have a stomach ache, then I would take slippery elm or aloe vera gel. So I had a whole pharmacy of natural things. I also chopped off chaga mushroom from trees, and I would ferment it and mix it in with my kombucha that I brewed myself as well. And I fermented also rhubarb, which is very, very high in oxalates. But yeah, I tried to do the right thing, but I made myself more and more sick. So first we're gonna look at the slideshow that I made, and it will start with my house in Canada and maybe some shocking pictures, but don't worry, you know how I am right now, so I survived. This is my house in Canada. That's me with my dog. That was in 2006. And this is where I started to get sick. As you can see, I look like an 80-year-old woman. And this is where I had my first attack. You can see one side of my face. That's how it starts. And I put cucumber on my face and tried everything to soothe the pain. I would get attacks while brushing my teeth. Ice pack in my neck. Always cooling, trying to cool. Here's the start of another attack. You see my nose, the right side, there's a little round dot. And normally in nature, it would be the best thing for me. So that's a little slideshow I made just to show you that where I come from. So I was really, really ill, and I knew something was wrong, and I didn't know that the carnivore diet could heal me. They always say like, oh, eating meat, you get heart problems and stuff, but that's absolutely the opposite. But so you should do the opposite of what the government tells you. Cholesterol is good for you. So what I eat, this is just a typical day of vegan diet that I had. I had all the apparatus to be a good vegan. So I had the juicer and how you called it, like this mixer, and oh my god. So I start off the morning with lemon juice, and I would juice celery, and I would add slippery elm in powder form. So that's how I would start my morning. And I would drink 3 cups of coffee to give myself energy. Full of oxalates, and you will have like a crash after. But yeah, I would drink a lot of coffee because I was always tired, always chronic fatigue. And then I made my own kombucha. So kombucha is made from black tea, and you have to add sugar to it and then let it ferment with a SCOBY. And a SCOBY is like a mushroom, and I had these fermentation boxes, and then you let it ferment for a couple of days, and then the sugar is converted into probiotics. So I would drink kombucha during the day while I was teaching, and I would take white willow bark for my headaches during the day. I would also bring 2 apples and a cucumber, and I would drink 4 liters of water during the day because I was always having a stomach ache, and I had like potomanie, and potomanie is that you cannot stop. Like the more you drink water, the more thirsty you will get. So as I also discussed in another video where I did dry fasting and I was actually better hydrated after, it's like the more you drink and you deplete yourself of electrolytes, you flush them out, is where you actually put more stress on the body, and you can die from it. You can die from drinking too much water. And in the evening, I would make myself a huge casserole of soup. And I would take, for example, a whole bag of spinach, kale, and some pumpkin, and then dandelion greens, and I would let it simmer for a few hours, and then I would eat the whole thing. And then, the next morning I would, start again with my lemon juice. And this is just a typical day. I would say that for, what I, let's say, ate as vegetables for the most part, lettuce, broccoli, carrots, cauliflower, fennel, cucumber, daikon, that's a kind of radish, a white one, the long one, rice, melons, oatmeal, olive oil. That's the oil I used, is olive oil. So I was not the kind of vegan that would use those toxic vegetable oils. So, that was, I think if I had also this sunflower oil or this rapeseed oil, I think it would have been worse even. Radishes, courgette, millet, quinoa, apple, celery, lemons, tomatoes, aubergine, papaya, pears, kiwi, pineapple. I took a bunch of supplements as well. I took a lot of Benadryl because I had all these allergies, and Benadryl is also not good. I started to get panic attacks as well because I get these hot flashes and I didn't know why. And so the mother of my mother died very young, and they thought that she died of a brain tumor. And because I had these hot flashes only in my face and it was asymmetrical, I thought I had that same thing. So I was going to the doctor and I said, I think I've got carcinoid syndrome. And he said that wasn't a plausible possibility because he looked at the pictures and the attacks and the pain that I had. And so I had an MRI done and it showed no tumor. So then, the doctor says, I cannot help you. That's what he said. I can't help you. But yeah, I had all these health problems, and I was always craving for more. I was eating so much food and my body just did not absorb any of it. I had either constipation or diarrhea, and it always hurt. And I had also a lot of gas, and I was often very bloated. So I was this stick figure, but with a huge stomach. Right now I know, of course, that it's a starvation diet, it's malnutrition, it's deficient in 15 micronutrients, which the vitamin A, B6, B12, vitamin D, vitamin F, vitamin K2, amino acids like creatine, carnosine, taurine, heme iron, CoQ10, cholesterol, conjugated linoleic acid, the CLA. So I was missing all these, and basically my body was eating itself. That's what happens on a vegan diet. My cholesterol was very low, and the lower the cholesterol, the shorter your life is, because the cholesterol is there to repair your blood vessels. And I know they say the opposite, but my white blood cell count was really low. My neutrophils and everything was very, very low. So my immune system was completely shut down, let's say, and I was very vulnerable for any disease. I could, die from anything. But yeah, I think I was very stubborn and I didn't want to face the truth that I was eating the wrong diet, because that was what they promoted. The vegan diet, that was the most healthy thing that you could do for your body. And I was even, considering maybe becoming a fruitarian, only eating fruit. But I discovered that the carnivore diet is not only a very clean diet, like your body doesn't stink as much. That's maybe a weird thing to say, but when people are eating all kinds of crap, it will also go through the skin. And as a carnivore, you will smell the difference. And so all of my issues went away when I went carnivore, and my whole body changed. And so things improved for the better, and I am almost healed. And it's been now, maybe over 6 years that I'm sick, and only in the last 3 years that I'm really improving because of the carnivore diet. This is now almost 3 years carnivore, and I'm still trying now and then other stuff to eat because of what's going on in the world. And I sometimes try a little bit of fish or eggs. So we have also chickens, so they lay eggs every day, and I think that's a pretty good survival food. And I think all in all, things are going pretty well, and I can say that I'm very proud of myself. When I showed my mom, you know, that one picture where you can see that I have this attack, and I showed my mom, like, you know, from how far I come. And my mom said to me, I'm very proud of you. So, you know, it's a good thing. Because she doesn't say it enough, but it feels good when she says it. So anyways, this was just like what I ate in a day of being vegan. So wish you all a nice evening.